Hey everybody, my name is Mike. You may also know me as iPhoneographer on Instagram, as you see here. Basically, I'm going to be putting together a video tutorial to show you guys how I kind of edit my photos, how I get my effects that I do on kind of all these photos here. A lot of people ask me every single day what apps I used. Are you sure you can only get that on an iPhone? Do you use a DSLR? Do you use Photoshop? I do not use Photoshop. I don't use a DSLR. This is Instagram. You're supposed to use your iPhone. So basically, I sent out this photo to everybody and got a huge response from everybody. Here are all my lovely followers here. So shout out to all these people right here. Follow all of them if you want. They're all awesome. Basically, this is the photo that I'm going to be using here. It was one of the more popular photos that I had, so I kind of felt that you guys all would want to see how I did that. So basically, I'm going to go into my photo studio right here. These are all the apps I use. I don't use all of them. I do use a few of them on a daily basis, but let's just kind of see where this one takes us and how we get to it. So the first app I'm going to use is this one right here called iCamera HDR. And you can load a photo. I'm going to go in my tutorial album here, and it's going to ask me, do I want to load a single image or an HDR image? So if I had two photos, basically, let me explain what HDR is. If I had two photos, one overexposed, one underexposed photo, it'll kind of compile them both together and kind of give me one kind of perfect image with all the right highlights and lowlights and the shadows and everything. But I don't know why I do this, but I'm not going to choose single photo. You're going to get the same effect. I just choose HDR. I don't know why. It's going to ask me to select another photo. I don't have a different photo. I just took one, so I'm just going to select it again. It's going to compile the same image. See how this one app just changes everything. So basically, you get some options here down at the bottom. This is going to be the first kind of sunflower tool right there. Basically, I'm going to choose the tone enhancer. That's the middle one down here at the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the strength. So I don't know why I kind of like, 90 sounds 89. You got to just get a feel of your photo. You could adjust it. You can make it smaller, lighter. Definitely all my techniques I'm showing you guys today are kind of per photo, so you have to adjust it your own way depending on how you took the photo, amount of lighting and everything. So I'm just going to keep it at 90 there. If you wanted to, you could adjust the fill light there. I'm just going to do it ever so slightly right there. Don't need a whole lot of that. You can rotate your photo. You can make the brightness. I'm not going to use this one, and I'll show you why in another application. This application I just used to kind of get all the details, all the shadows, and make everything really sharp. And talking about sharpening, I'm going to sharpen this photo just a little bit. 20% sounds pretty good to me. That's just going to bring out everything there. So that's it. That's all I'm going to do on this application. So I'm just going to push save, export that to my photo album. Image is successfully saved. So my next one that I'm going to use is Filter Storm. You could get it in the App Store. And basically it gives you all these options here. I'm going to load a photo. I'm going to choose my photo library. I can't go back to my tutorial album because it didn't save it there. It saved it in my camera roll. And I'm going to choose my last image. So here it is. It kind of brought out all the details. You can see all the details right here. It kind of just brought out everything. Just a photo like this alone is good enough, So if your photo is good after this, hey, leave it at that and you're set. So I definitely like to make my photos over dramatic, if that's even a word or a phrase or anything. So if you don't like my editing style, then this video isn't for you. But my editing style is to kind of make everything over exaggerated, make everything pop out a little bit. So if that's not what you like, then hey, you get the pause buttons right there and you can stop watching this video. But you get all these options right here. You can choose a different photo if you wanted to. You can crop it right there if you wanted to crop it right to Instagram, make it that 1:1 scale. If you wanted to click on the sun right here, this gives you all the kind of filters. Now, filters that you might know on Instagram, these are going to be a little bit different here. You could add exposures, brightness, curves, level, shadows, hue and saturation. You can make things sharper again. You could blur things out. You could clone things. So if you had a mole or a pimple or something that you wanted to just get rid of, this isn't just for landscape photos. You can use this for humans, for anything, any type of portraits that you're taking. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way down to the very bottom, and I'm going to do the last one. This one's called add exposure. What add exposure is it's kind of going to add a layer on top of this photo. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of that washed out sky there, and I want to add some clouds. So I'm going to click on my, if you didn't see that here, I have a clouds album here. So I just kind of picked up some clouds that I've taken on my own, that I've just gone from Google, just to just picked up from Google Images. Let's just choose this one. Let's see. All right, we'll choose this one right here. So basically, you could kind of see that the clouds are kind of in an opaque kind of position there. I'm just gonna scale the photo so you could kind of make the photo bigger, smaller, depending on like how your clouds are. I'm just gonna get a tiny bit smaller there. All right. So you can see that there's kind of like a sky, like kind of horizon there, and there's also a horizon in the cloud photo. So I'm just gonna line that up kind of perfectly there. And boom, so there we go. So it's kind of lined up right there. I'm going to push this paintbrush button there. That's going to kind of allow us to mask this photo. And so, oh, where did all my clouds go? Clouds aren't gone. The clouds are still there. They're kind of underneath the photo now. We have to kind of bring them out a little bit. So what I'm going to do, the easiest way to do this is to push this little crosshair button right there. So if you push that crosshair button, you're going to get the little circle here. I'm just going to move it right over to where you want the sky to go, and it's as easy as that, guys. That's kind of how I add all my kind of dramatic, crazy clouds, skies, kind of just make everything pop a little bit more. So if you're shooting in a time where it's very musky or cloudy or just overly bright or anything like that, don't worry about it. Take that nice photo. You could adjust it all in Filter Storm here. So that's kind of it for me there. I'm just going to push this check mark there. You're going to notice that the clouds kind of came up on the building right there. It's kind of on the street area over here. So what we're going to do is just get the eraser tool here, and we're going to erase all this. So get your thumbs here. I don't use a stylus at all. Just use your thumbs if you have them. If you don't, all right, you got to get a stylus. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more just so I could get some finer details in there. You don't want to go beyond what you like. You want to erase what you want to keep, I guess, because if you go where the clouds are, it's going to erase and show you what your clouds were before, what your ugly sky was before, and then now you got to kind of manipulate it a little more, and it just gets a little bit difficult. So basically just get a little bit more here. And you can see right here, that's a little piece of my fisheye that caught the kind of side balcony there. So I don't want that to be shown, so I'm just going to get the brush tool there, and that brush tool is going to paint whatever is below this image. So I'm just going to go right over it just like that, and the clouds are right there. So you can see that the clouds kind of go right in line with the building there. You can see it on the horizon. It looks really nice there. Kind of has a little bit of a sun popping out there. So that's it. I'm just going to push the check mark. All right. Now, if you wanted to, you can push the sun button again. You could go over here to Vignette. Vignette's kind of a cool filter here. You could leave it like that if you want. I bring it all the way down to the bottom there, and then I click on the brightness sun button right there, and I bring it up just to probably like 10 to 15%, just like that. It just adds that little bit of kind of darkness feel to it. You don't have to do it to every photo. It kind of is per photo, like I was saying before. So if you want your photo to have that kind of dark, edgy feel to it, definitely use this. This is a great tool here. Use the little check mark button there. If you want to, you could bring out the hue and saturation. I'm just going to bring that up just a little bit. It's going to bring the blues out, kind of the greens in the tree there, and bring it up just a little bit more, 30%. There we go. Kind of the blue in the windows there. All right. Let's see. Next, you know what? I'm kind of done with this one here. You know, you don't want to go crazy with it. I kind of like it there. You just got to get a feel of your photo there. You can adjust the curves if you wanted to on some of the photos. This is a great tool here. This makes things very dramatic, so you can make your photo honestly look like it was taken at night there. So, you know, my photo was bright before, that's a little side screen there. That little button there makes it kind of like a side screen. So you can see that this is a nighttime photo, nighttime photo there, daytime photo there. Sorry guys. So you could definitely change a lot of this. I'm not going to really do any of that there. I'm just going to kind of keep it in the daytime. I'm going to export it here. Export it to my photo library. Alright guys, so next I'm going to open up Camera Plus. Actually, before I do that, I forgot my probably favorite application here called Lens Light. I want to show you this. I'm probably not going to add anything to it just because that sun was already there, but I just want to show you guys this real fast. So I click on the camera button. I'm going to load a photo. Again, my last photo that I've taken. So you will kind of accumulate a bunch of photos there, but you could just erase them afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press on this little kind of sunnish looking button there, and you get all these kind of light kind of filters, I guess if you want to call them. What I normally do on a lot of this stuff, if my sun doesn't come out a whole lot, I'm going to click on the sunbeam right here. And what you can do is you can see the sun's already there, so I'm not going to add anything. But if you wanted to, you could add kind of like a yellowish sun there. You could add the sun up top there if you wanted to. So if you wanted it kind of coming through the cloud over there, peeking through, you can move it anywhere you want. Zoom in, zoom out. It's going to make it smaller, brighter. It's kind of the coolest thing in the world. If you wanted to add, let's say, flares, so you could have kind of like a sun ray flare there. If you wanted, I don't know, coming out of the building, or I don't know, but you could play around with that and kind of use it again per your photo, you know. If you wanted to, if it was a night sky there and you wanted to add the moon there, boom, we just added a moon. How cool is that? So I'm not going to do anything here. I just wanted to kind of show you guys that application because I definitely use that a lot, and it's a very, very cool application. So I am going to open up Camera Plus. Camera Plus is one of the more popular photo applications, so you might already have it. I'm going to load a photo, import it, and we could go to Edit. Now, what you can try out is this clarity button right here. This clarity button is kind of a cool button. If you push that, it will make it kind of very vivid and very bright there. You know what? It doesn't look all that bad. I kind of don't like the way the sky turned out. See how it's a little bit too blue there? And you can't adjust it, which I'm kind of really mad about. I really hope that they change that. I just want to kind of just adjust it just a little bit. So I'm going to skip the clarity. I'm going to go to FX effects. That's kind of a tongue twister there. So you get all these kind of filters here, kind of similar to Instagram. I'm going to click on this one right here, the very first one. That's called Vibrant. That's going to bring out all the colors. Now, if you just leave it at that, it's going to be kind of too cartoony. It's going to just bring out way too many colors. So I'm going to actually adjust this, that you can do. So I don't understand why you can't do it on the clarity, but that's not my application. So I'm going to adjust it probably to like, let's say 40% right there. That's going to bring out all these nice, really kind of cool, bright colors there. Alright, and this kind of video is getting a little long here, so I'm going to try to wrap this up as best as I can here. Going to save that. And honestly, guys, not to make everything go fast, but I am done. So that's kind of it. You know, that's kind of how I edit my photos there. Let me bring everything in one album just to show you guys the before and after here. And this is how you could add things to a album. If you didn't know that, there's your tutorial there. Alright, so here is the before picture. So it's kind of, you know, a nice normal picture. It's all good. And here is the after. Before, after. So you can definitely see all the great details in it. You can see the cars on the bottom there. It brought out the street. All the colors in the building there. It's just awesome, you know. So that washed out sky that we used to have before there is no more. Now we have bright blue sky with kind of cool, kind of scary clouds there. Might be getting ready for a storm. Hey, it's LA. It could be fog. I don't know. But basically, that's it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you could, you know, let me know how everything went. If you wanted to, if you're just watching this video on YouTube and you didn't get this from my Instagram, go ahead and follow me, guys. Oh, I I'm on airplane mode, so I can't really load anything. But go ahead and follow me. My name is iPhotographer right there with an I and an F, if you didn't know that. So go ahead and follow me, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Let me know how everything goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Talk to you later.